We are live, ladies and gentlemen, for a Royal Rumble match watch along 2008. John Cena returns to win the Royal Rumble. Could that happen in 2025 on the year we are recording? Just to let you know, quick timestamp you need to be at is 1 hour, 48 and 46 seconds on Netflix, Peacock, wherever you get your WWE watching viewing pleasure. And just to say, we'll be pressing play at that moment. So you can follow us well during the video if you're joining us late as well. Underneath my chin is a timestamp. So that's how you can follow us. So get yourselves out the ready as we're going to start a countdown in a couple of seconds' time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play. And Michael Buffer is in the ring saying, let's get ready to rumble. And as we get ready to rumble, I'm going to say, welcome to the one and only Mr. NX Stephen House. How are you doing, my friend? Are you ready for some Royal Rumble action?
Yeah, very good. If I hadn't have already known the result, you'd already spoiled it for me now. But, it's fine. It's, it's, 16 years old now. Oh, 15, so I don't know. He's very old now, so it's like it's a bit of a... It's not really much of a spoiler since every time they do a list that this is the best Royal Rumble turn of all time. But yeah, I'm good, man. Always look forward to Royal Rumble. It's Royal Rumble season. It's my favourite pay-per-view event of the year. And yeah, I mean, Undertaker coming out number one is already a bit of a shock because aside from like Triple H and John Cena, I can't really remember who's in this Rumble.
Ah, nice. Well, I'd say we're going to have some fun watching this one because obviously Madison Square Garden. I'd say there's this. Yeah, and it's in the old school MSG as well, which I always like means there's a bit of a shorter ramp coming out. So, yeah, I don't know. You get the nostalgic feels of that in itself. And like you say, Undertaker number one. I'm not going to spoil who number two is, but there's something quite unique and fun about the number two entrant as well. To how this match is going to kick off, and we'll get into that in a couple of moments' time. But just as we do, if you are watching and you're watching live in particular, let us know in the comments some of your memories from the Royal Rumble. You can talk about anything Royal Rumble related. We will talk about that if you want to do a Q&A format during this video as well. And of course, if there's other Royal Rumbles you want us to do watch-alongs for, drop the suggestions in. We'd like to know them. It'd be good to know. NX Steve, let's say Undertaker number one. Obviously, he was the winner of the 2007 Royal Rumble. Give you another spoiler there. Is it interesting that he was the winner last year and kicking off this year?
It's almost like it should be a stipulation, really. Like, if you've won it last year, you should automatically be the number one for the next year. Does that kind of make more sense? Like, it should be like, if you're that good, then you should go from number one and try and go the distance again. I think it gives it more... It's more interesting in case they ever want to do like a back-to-back winner that they have to go from number one to win it again.
It's interesting, actually, because it's almost like, well, you've proven you can win this, so let's see if you can win it from the start. Obviously, if you've won it from number one, then it's like, can you do it back-to-back 2 years in a row?
Exactly. And it would make it very special than the fact that you've literally gone through 58 other guys to get to that point.
Absolutely. Any guesses for number two?
Kane?
Ooh,
no, like Shawn, obviously. That would be a bit silly, really, wouldn't it? Of course it's Shawn,
Shawn Michaels, indeed. And what's interesting about it, then, is that those were the final two of the 2007 Royal Rumble, and those two had an exchange for about 10 minutes before The Undertaker would eventually go on to win the Royal Rumble match. So at the time, that was deemed as one of the best Royal Rumble finishes of all time. So just to have that sort of long-term storytelling of these two actually kicking off this Royal Rumble, just quite fun and exciting in itself.
It wouldn't it's amazing how they do these little tidbits, and something I never knew. And you go back and think about it, and you're like, it's a nice little throwback to the previous year. But again, almost like the punishment for coming in second from last year. You come in second now.
Absolutely, yeah. If they're playing this is the way you want your Rumbles to go in future, we can have the whole lineup sorted out, couldn't we?
Now, talking of Royal Rumbles, obviously today, as we're watching this, it's been announced that TNA and WWE have signed a partnership, a long-term partnership, which, dude, you and me have been texting back and forth as well, is great for TNA going forward because it just gives them a long-term future to look forward to. But it does mean they essentially become a developmental brand for WWE. But, dude, the fact that this kind of guarantees that we're going to get someone from TNA in the Rumble every year going forward, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Obviously, the partnership is expected to be NXT, but you would imagine with the Royal Rumble, there is one that's going to go in there. And, I mean, if you say his name, I'm sure he's going to appear. I believe Joe Hendry will be there this year, and I think he will be TNA World Champion when he does so.
Yeah, I think he will as well. I mean, Masha Slamovich was also on NXT this week as part of it, and I mean, if she doesn't get into the Rumble this year, do you know what I mean? It's almost like that's a ticket to the Royal Rumble, is being TNA champion at the time.
Absolutely, it's a massive for that partnership. Really happy for TNA and for NXT as well. A lot of exposure for both brands. Obviously, in particular for TNA, it does a great bit of value as well. Going into the Royal Rumble match, then we've kicked off. Then Sean is he's hanging gingerly on the top rope already there with the Undertaker.
Oh my God! Taker going for a big boot, and unfortunately plants himself on the top rope.
Absolutely. Just say you can follow the timestamp under my chin to keep up to date with the action. Go onto Netflix, onto Peacock, wherever you watch your WWE content, as Undertaker is over the top rope, but coming back in, he's goozled Shawn Michaels at this point, and the countdown is on, ladies and gents, who is on their way to the ring for number 3.
So, just see who this entrance is. Oh, Santino.
Santino.
But let's be honest, right? The inconsistency with the time gaps between entrants, I think, is something they really need to fix. Because, like, they say it's supposed to be, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever it's supposed to be.
Usually.
Yeah, you can tell they're so inconsistent about it. That's a great switching music there by Santino. And he's going to be going. Bye-bye, Santino. Oh, and Sean's going to try and take advantage and try and get Taker out. Yeah, I think that's, for me, that's just one thing they really need to work on, is the consistency of the countdown clock.
Yeah, I guess I get where you're coming from, because obviously you want it to feel as legit as possible. At the same time, you want every story beat to hit in the match, and sometimes not everything can connect perfectly in the Royal Rumble match with so many people being in there at the same time. But I totally agree with your sentiment of how it would be good if they could make it happen.
Because technically, if Taker comes out at like 26, for example, by the time he gets to the ring, 27 and 28 should have already been in the ring. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's still doing his entrance while 27 and 28 already walked past him.
That's good. He was number 1 for this one, isn't it? Then, so he could take as long as he needed to.
Not that there's many people that have long intros anymore. Like, Taker kind of famously is the longest one, but most people obviously don't spend that long getting to the ring anymore. But you know what I mean, though? There's always inconsistencies with the clock.
So Roman Reigns would be one for 2025 to look out for as we get ready for entrant number 4. Who's coming through that curtain?
Oh my God!
Oh, it's a great Carly.
He's got a duck to get under the signage.
So we're 3 superstars about to be in the ring, ladies and gents. It's going to be Taker, Shawn Michaels, and the great Carly. Oh, yes.
I thought he was going straight back out, then I thought Taker was going to close him straight back out.
Absolutely. Shout out to Byron Cutler, who's also made reference to the TNA WWE partnership, multi-year partnership as well. We discussed about it a couple of minutes ago, Byron, so just rewind quickly in the video, and we give a prediction who we think will be TNA stars in the Rumble as well. As we got a great Carly then throwing Taker into the corner. It's Ranjan Singh, isn't it? The manager of Great Carly, if I'm not mistaken.
So yeah, I believe so.
Whatever happened to Ranjan Singh?
This is you remember that this is the period where I'm checked out. Like, I probably have, because the Rumble was a match I would always watch, but in terms of storyline and whatever's going on in terms of the rest of the calendar year, I'm pretty sure I'm checked out at WWE at this point.
Seems fair.
Which will make reference to a video that's coming out soon.
Oh, oh! Keep an eye for. Should we do a bit of promotional work for 2 seconds while we've got 2 goozles going on in the ring with not really much reaction? Yeah, so NXT and myself, Mount Rushmore making its return for us this weekend, and it'll be the Mount Rushmore of, as Great Carly's thrown out of the ring by the Undertaker, it'll be the Mount Rushmore of surprise Royal Rumble entrants, the best ones of all time. So yeah, we're getting ready for entrant number 5.
Carly's just been eliminated.
How
do you like me now? I do love Hardcore Holly. I was watching. Talking about Hardcore Holly, I was watching a video and it was showing every WWE Championship match graphic from like 2002 onwards. I never knew Hardcore Holly had a WWE Championship title match.
It was Brock Lesnar, Royal Rumble 2004.
Yeah, I was like, never ever knew that. Again, I'm checked out at this point, not watching it, so like, never even knew it. It's just the fact that it popped up, and I was like, when did Hardcore Holly ever get a championship title match?
He just, there's nothing against Hardcore Holly, but it's just one of those. Clearly, the Royal Rumble was the selling point of that show, so we can stick Hardcore Holly in the WWE Championship match. It's not selling otherwise. Shout out to Byron, by the way, because just coming here saying that the 2009 Royal Rumble was underrated. It's quite an underrated Rumble. I don't mind the 2009 Rumble, 2009 Royal Rumble. Of course, Randy Orton, Legacy, that group there in dominating fashion. Dude, Sean honestly, is vulnerable.
I can tell you Rumble winners. What years though? Gone. My brain can putting dates in place and winners with certain years. That's what I mean. That's why I don't know how you do it when you sit there and remember every year and pay-per-views and stuff from certain years. And I'm like, dude, my brain just like, nope, can't remember.
I've got a bit of a photographic memory, but and I've always been quite good with numbers. That's going to be my excuse, anyways. John Morrison's coming to the ring without the slow entrance.
Now, if I'm correct in thinking, is this the year Cody comes out and drop kicks Taker?
It probably is. Yeah,
obviously he done that that interview for Inside the Ropes when he was part of AEW, and I think he talks about this Rumble when he comes out, and he just talks about drop kicking Taker and like Taker taking a bump for him.
It'll be interesting. We'll find out later on in this one, but I do know Cody is in this Royal Rumble, and it could be the one you're referring to.
It could be. Oh, hardcore. See, this is what I mean. If Road Dogg's in this, the Road Dogg is just going to spend 45 minutes just clutching onto the bottom rope.
Shawn Michaels is busted open by the looks of things there.
Shawn Michaels, when is he not busted open, to be fair? Guy blinks and he's busted open in a wrestling match.
It's not taking us long. We're already going to get to entrant number 7. Oh.
Is that Tommy Dreamer?
It is indeed.
Oh, this is the ECW era, isn't it?
Just about. He's clinging on to it. We're clearly in the WWE ECW days there. That's when it's kind of I think John Morrison might be part of ECW that stage, actually.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I'm definitely checked out of WWE at this point. And it sucks, because I would love to see. Do you know what? I think it's something we'll have to go back and look at. Some old ECW stuff, and like, there's got to be some decent ECW stuff, right, from WWE.
It's not a lot. I'll be honest with you. There's not a lot.
Maybe one or two.
I mean, I liked Christian as world champion. That was a good
I don't remember Christian being champ. I don't remember Punk being champion. I don't remember Ezekiel Jackson retiring as champion.
No one remembers Ezekiel Jackson retiring as champion. No one wants to, anyway.
That's it. If you know kind of scenario.
I liked the original ECW WWE version in 2006 when Heyman had run it for like the first few months, and then as soon as they just kind of changed it to a normal ramp and changed all the things that made it special. So essentially,
what you're saying is it's kind of the same as when Vince got hold of NXT
and completely
ruined NXT. Yeah,
I mean, they might as well have created NXT then, and they would have had more chance of being over. Oh, Batista were in. How often in a Royal Rumble do you see so many big names in the first 8 or 9 entries?
Yeah, do you know? I was just thinking that, unless they're going the distance, it's very rare.
Amazing. Or Batista take up. Now, okay, I'm going to have to go and use the vault for you once again here. Feud of the year 2007. It has to be Batista and The Undertaker. They fought all on multiple different pay-per-views, including WrestleMania, which they arguably would have stolen the show near enough.
Again, as I said, checked out, dude. So it's definitely one for me to go and have a look at.
I'm going to give you these references so you know what to go and look up. what Netflix will allow anyway at this point.
John Morrison's going to get absolutely destroyed in a minute by Batista. Yep,
so,
there we go.
There we go. Oh, spear. Lovely. Tommy Dreamer eliminated, by the way. He's been thrown over the top ropes. We currently have 5 superstars in the ring at present. Undertaker, Batista, Shawn Michaels, John Morrison, and NXT's favorite Hardcore Holly.
Damn right. Everyone loves a bit of Hardcore Holly. I love a bit of Bob. But you know what I mean? With Hardcore Holly, it was just a case of Attitude Era, or he was just forever either in the tag team scene with Crash, or he was a hardcore champion, and it was kind of, like I said, when I see him come up in the graphic as having a championship match, it's just like, what?
Oh, God. Swoggle.
It's that comedy one. It's like we get this same situation every year. We get someone who shouldn't be in the Rumble look and realise that everyone else is considerably bigger or better than them, and then they decide to not get in the ring.
Under the ring he goes. We'll have to keep an eye for when he comes out later.
See, I remember when watching the Rumble as a kid, that when you used to get people in, like for instance, Hardcore Holly, you'd be like, why have they put this guy in there? He's not going to win the Rumble. Like, that's what used to irritate me. Is like, you've got this massive match, and you don't put your biggest stars in the match. I could be worse. I could be talking about, what year is it? Is it like, what's the second ever Rumble? Was it like 89 or something?
Yeah, 89, yeah.
Where it's just all tag team guys going in, with literally no one's got a chance of winning. It's like...
I quite like 89's Rumble. I know a lot of people hate it. I think it's quite an underrated Rumble, to be fair. But Sean's gone over the top. Nice.
That's from what I've heard.
There was a lot of tag teams in it, to be fair.
I don't even know who this is. I can't even hear the music.
I can't hear no music. Is that Chuck Palumbo? Yeah, Chuck Palumbo. He's still in there. Biker gimmick at this point.
He hasn't been released yet from his WCW contract.
It's I don't think it's very long left, unfortunately, for him at this point.
You can tell that Bischoff's still in charge, with biker gimmicks. Bischoff loves a biker gimmick, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? Was you ever a fan of the Hog Wild, Road Wild shows they used to do when they used to be like all in the biker
They're the ones
areas?
On the beach with all the bikers and stuff. To be honest with you, apart from like I'm sure we did a watch along for one. Apart from that, I've never actually seen them. And like, I remember listening to a podcast once where they just talk about it's one of the NWO pay-per-views where it starts with them all riding a dumpster truck and motorbikes into one of the events or something, and I was just like, that's how I learned about Bischoff's love for motorcycles.
Speaking of beach, by the way, one show I want to review this year, because it'll be the 30-year anniversary, is Bash at the Beach 1995. The show is literally on a beach.
Sounds like it's one for the summer.
Absolutely. The one for number 11 is Mr. Jamie Noble.
Apparently he's got issues with Chuck Palumbo. I presume these two were in some form of tag team match earlier on in the night.
Looks to be, because or even singles match. I mean, he's taking ribs there, isn't he?
I can't see the drawing a Chuck Palumbo versus Jamie Noble match, if I'm honest. That's why I instantly went with a tag team match. It's got to be that.
Something tells me this would be the pre-show.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Jamie.
Oh, and there goes Jamie Noble.
Not his greatest performance.
Look, there's been people out there that have had worse Rumble performances than that. At least Noble got some offense in.
Absolutely.
Santino got super kicked and got thrown out, so
absolutely. Better known for his producing these days. He's having many great matches, hasn't he, for WWE?
Well, someone's got some issues because they've called a doctor out to ringside.
It's Jamie.
Oh, it's Jamie Noble. Good selling, Jamie.
Absolutely. I'll tell you a match I would really like to see around this era, and probably does exist somewhere on a Raw. Shawn Michaels versus John Morrison. I think that would be just seeing these two interact a little bit here, I think that would be a really fun match to watch.
Let me have a look and see if they've ever competed against each other while we carry on. Oh,
CM Punk.
the guy with the best music in the business.
Absolutely.
This Fire Burns is better than Cult Personality. I said it here. I'll say it every time.
Absolutely. Oh, that needed to Sean as well. Busted up.
Oh, no.
Goozle.
What year does he fight Taker, Punk?
2009.
Oh, so there's a couple of years off yet before he gets that shot.
It's in the middle of that terrible Teddy Long story. Trying to screw the Taker. Although you did get that famous line where Teddy Long's in the limo and then Taker's at the front. He's like, buckle up, Teddy. CM Punk's had some great Rumble performances over the years.
Yeah, I mean, the one with the Nexus I was always particularly fond of because it was like, that was when I was really hoping that CM Punk would become like supreme top guy. And, oh, that's a great knee there to take out Chuck Palumbo.
Nice. See ya.
Let's have a look.
We're getting our next countdown. It's getting a bit quicker. Sean's over the top rope from CM Punk.
It's Cody.
It's Cody.
This is the one. I'm pretty sure this is the one.
Yep. Nice atomic drop there from Cody Rhodes. Oh.
Oh, hang on. Oh, he's got two, John Morrison and Johnny Nitro. Let's have a look.
Thing is, funnily enough, the two final people in last year's Royal Rumble in 2024 was Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. I think they're very early in their careers in 2008. There we go. Cody's gone for Taker.
There we go. Yeah. He thinks, F it. Wait for it. If you look close enough, you'll see Taker say, "Kick me in the knee."
No.
Dropkick. He takes a bump.
Oh, superb. Sean and Batista as well.
Unfortunately, Shawn Michaels and John Morrison have never been in singles competition. The closest we've had is like TNT versus like Michaels and Cena.
That is criminal.
Or Morrison and Miz versus Jericho and Shawn, or Shawn and Triple H.
Wow. There you go. Facts there is number 14 makes his way. Umaga.
I love you, Solo.
I loved Umaga back in the day. I thought he was amazing.
I honestly didn't like him.
No?
No.
Do
you know why? He gave me Yokozuna vibes.
That's it. I'm a big Yoko fan as well.
Oh, well, yeah. I was never a Yoko fan as a kid. That's probably why I couldn't really get on board with Umaga.
Look at that. See you, Hardcore. Off you go. To be fair, Hardcore's lasted in there a while.
Oh, something's just broke. His balls were all over the floor. I mean, beads.
Boom. Simone and Spike, of course, now.
So you're going to see Solo do the exact same thing this year by the looks of it.
Should Solo have a new necklace?
An Ula Fala 2.0?
Like a rip-off version, yeah.
Yeah, why not, man? Like a Temu version. I'm pretty sure you can get one off Temu.
Yeah.
The interesting part with that is how the Tongans and Jacob are going to treat him, because obviously he's no longer the tribal chief.
Is it the time to turn?
Maybe. Oh, God.
Oh, here comes
It wasn't his
Snitsky.
fault. Remember that.
Certainly wasn't.
If anyone screams giant baby, it's Snitsky, right? Like, genuinely comes to the ring and he just looks like 7-foot giant baby.
Absolutely. So like generic with the ring gear.
It's been just clean shaven. Like, it doesn't even look like he's got eyebrows at this point either.
No.
Do you know who Snitsky reminds me of, actually? He's like a Lars Sullivan of, like, the 2010s.
It's not a compliment, is it, really?
Nah. But you know what I mean? The aesthetic, the look, and how he's meant to be presented. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because there's some characters that they love to try. They love to try and get a particular kind of gimmick over, and it just never works. Like National Hero is always one they always love to try and get over, and they just always end up being heels.
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter, I'm trying to think, was one. Angle, when he first came in as an Olympic hero, do you know what I mean? Was a bit bigger heel.
Absolutely.
Even Lacey Evans recently tried to do that National Hero stuff.
And people just don't like Hulk Hogan.
That's very true. Oh, he's awesome.
Comes the Miz.
Oh, God.
I'm the Miz.
It's awkward. It's awkward denim shorts, Miz.
Absolutely. This is prime ECW Miz.
Who's calling commentary on this? Oh, it's JR and King.
It's JR and King, yeah. We got Ray in house.
I think Coachman is doing like ringside play-by-play or something. Like, I don't know. He just seems to be. I can hear Coachman every once in a while.
He's probably there around somewhere. Ray liked Hulk Hogan as a kid, but do you like him now? That's the big question.
That's the real question.
That's the big question.
It was fine when he was telling you to eat, say your prayers and eat your vitamins, but
I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan as a kid either. He always won, so that always annoyed me.
That's me. No, that's why I was the Warrior fan when I was a kid. My brother was a Hogan fan. Then he moves on to Brett.
Look at this. Yeah. Taken Umaga again. That seems like a fun match you'd want to see at some stage.
Hey, Shelton.
Fantastic.
Guy doesn't look like he's aged a day. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Apart from the hair, he looks exactly the same. Look at that.
Oh. Straight out of the top rope.
Leaps to the top rope, takes out Miz and Morrison.
Would that have been good though? Had they both fell to the floor as well, just as a double elimination?
Oh. Yeah, it would have been so much better. Did he just super kick him over the top rope?
Yes. Oh, Shelton. Oh, I feel sorry for him. My God.
Is this post the super kick from the springboard?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, there we go. Oh, there's long-term storytelling from that.
Absolutely.
I didn't even see it.
It's like 30 seconds he's in the match. Here you go. You're going to get a replay of it. But I mean, talk about maximising your moments that you've got in the Rumble.
Oh, it's from out of nowhere as well. It's beautiful. It's just literally this foot just appears and he's out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and look, the countdown again, like it's been literally 45 seconds.
Ray does still like Hulk Hogan now. That's fair. Each to their own.
Fair enough.
Oh, legends.
Jimmy Superfly Snooker.
Oh,
God.
Speaking of Hogan's era, we're going back to it then, aren't we? Golden era, Jimmy Superfight Snooker.
Oh, God. It's like watching your granddad wrestle. Like, much respected Jimmy Superfly Snooker, but my God.
The thing is as well that I do love it for the pops that it gets for the moment.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's just because people are gonna go like, "What the?" Like it's actually he's here.
Taker just headbutts Snooker and Snooker no sells it. What's that all about?
Oh, it's the head thing though, isn't it? They've got all of them do that. It's
oh my God. The Snooker is obviously like OP at this point, in his prime in his like 60-year-old state.
Absolutely, but it's like the gimmick, isn't it, for Snooker? Like, you do
forehead or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't attack the head. You can harm the body, but the head, no.
And here we go, the next entrance straight away.
Absolutely. Who could it be? Wait for this pop.
Do you know what? I do remember watching this Rumble now because I remember Piper and Snooker getting into it.
Keep an eye out for CM Punk as Roddy's going to get in the ring. There's a massive Piper fan. Yeah, pretty much.
Like, he literally goes down. There's not even like wrestling gear. It's like his pants.
Exactly. Keep an eye. Look at Punk's face now. He's so happy. He can't even hide it. So I'm going to actually share the ring with Piper. Straight for Snooker.
Yeah, I remember this. I specifically remember the Rumble for this point. So bad.
It's so good.
It's like you got these 10 other modern wrestlers just sitting there watching these two 60-year-old boys just beat each other up.
Punk's laughing out loud as well. He's loving it.
He gets kicked in the face for his troubles, like Morrison.
Oh.
And we've got the next entrant already. This is just so inconsistent with his time, man. It's mad.
It's brilliant. Thank you, Roy, for your question. We'll be over to it in a couple of seconds' time. I'm just going to see who comes through the curtain. Of course, it has to be
Kane.
It's a star-studded Rumble, this one. A lot of big names in it.
There is, to be fair. Whether some of them are like, well, yeah, I know, especially if you look back at it now when you've got like The Miz and Cody Rhodes and CM Punk in it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, there goes the legends. Thanks, guys.
Is he still the mayor of Knoxville, by the way?
He is indeed, yeah.
I was going to say, no chance of a Kane entrance at the Rumble this year.
I don't think we need that at this point of his career in life, I don't think.
Whatever, man. You've just seen Jimmy Superfly Snooker and Piper go to the ring. Kane coming back is never that bad.
Saying that his last time, he was a 24/7 champion as the mayor of Knoxville. So, I mean, he's been the champion, always been there. I think now maybe as good a time as any, Roy, because I want to give this question a bit of respect here because it's a really good question that's coming from him. He said, what is your take on the Corey Graves X post? I don't blame Corey Graves getting demoted to NXT and wants to see Cartmella return. So what's your thoughts then on Corey Graves?
I was watching, entrance number 21's Carlito. He's cool. I was watching, I think it was either Cultaholic or What Culture, and they said that they summed this up pretty well, and they said that Corey Graves ultimately is his own downfall because he's so good at his job, and the problem is because he's so good. I imagine he wanted to go the same route, be color commentator, then become a main commentator, which is I don't blame him for wanting to do. But because he's so good and so versatile, the fact that you can put him on any show and do anything, it's kind of like he has a place at the moment. And like they have these names like Joe Tessitore and they have like Pat McAfee come back. I don't understand his frustrations and stuff, but it's like him being so good at his own job is essentially his own downfall. And look, I don't know. Dude. So I've been hearing stuff like, "Oh, he's going to be part of that." The super faction with Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens. He's going to be like the mouthpiece, or they reckon he might return to wrestling or whatever. It's like, I don't know, man. Let's say I don't want Corey Graves to leave WWE. I think he's a real talent and a real treasure. Man. Hopefully, like it all works out for him. But like I said, I just think, I agree with what they said, and I think he's so good at being. He's so good at being versatile that's ultimately his biggest downfall.
I mean, yeah, I can see your point with that there. And just like the monster pop, Mick Foley coming out at number 22 in this Rumble match here. And of course, being a local one as well. The Foley chance, this is amazing. To give an answer on it I can see why some would see NXT as a demotion, but at the same time, WWE has free live programs every single week. And we've seen people go up to Raw, to SmackDown, then go back to NXT. Vic Joseph is one of them, and I think Vic Joseph right now is doing incredible work right now. And I just feel that every show as well outside of the United States is on Netflix. You have that ability to get such a wide mainstream audience watching your work. Yet for some reason, for me, I don't get it. I feel like to hear Joseph and Graves together. I know you have Booker there as well, but at the same time, like I think that would be a really good partnership, and that's something that they could build to do something in the future. I understand his point of view of like I'm not famous enough to be there. Like it seems that these people just come in and they just take my spot, but everyone has their turns as well. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I just think he still would have been one of the main shows, but yeah, it feels like he might want pastors new.
Of everyone on the roster at the minute that does colour commentary, sorry, Mr. Kennedy's just come in at 23, which is great. I love Mr. Kennedy.
Love Kennedy.
He still is for me the best colour commentator between McAfee, Barrett, Booker T, and him. He's still the best one. And I don't know what the deal is with McAfee because they obviously still does the football and stuff. So whether he's going to disappear in the future, I don't know. But yeah, like you said, it's right. Everyone's been up and down and round. Like there's no. Ultimately, it's kind of like you have to do what the company wants you to do. I can't imagine he's still getting paid the same. So I don't imagine it's anything to do with that. I think probably more than anything is the fact that. I don't think he's living in Orlando anymore either. So I think he's living in Philadelphia. And it's kind of like, whereas before, if he was to go home, it's probably easier to get home from other places around the country than it is getting home from Florida every time. So I don't know, maybe it's that. It could be, like I said, it could be a number of things, man. But hopefully, like I said, it all works out for him. And like I said, I think losing him would be the biggest shame because he'd be massive everywhere else.
Yeah, he would be massive everywhere else. The only thing is, though, I think it would harm his own stock. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I mean, I do think right now when you see WWE is going to Netflix, for example, and entry number 24, Big Daddy V. But when you look and see the current landscape of WWE going on to Netflix, it's huge, and they want these big stars. Oh, Taker's gone.
Just Taker.
We might have to come back to this, Roy.
Sean.
Oh, Sean's gone as well. So first Snitsky, second Taker, and third Sean. Snitsky takes one in the face.
Mr. Kennedy for the win.
Absolutely. Sean's going to get out of there.
I'm going this way.
Straight to the cameraman as well. That's a you effed up moment. Oh, Snitsky through the table. What can we say, Snitsky? It wasn't his fault.
Definitely wasn't his fault.
Absolutely not. Still take it to the back as well. So yeah, sorry, I was just going to say very quickly, like the landscape with WWE right now, being on Netflix, is opening doors to a whole new audience that doesn't know what. I don't say doesn't know what WWE is, but has not given it the chance before. And they are going to rely on the biggest stars possible to attract the most eyes possible. And it's kind of like, I get Graves' point of view, but in a long game, to be there in amongst it right now is better than not being in it. Because like even if you're on NXT, so many more people are going to get to see your work. And eventually when it's time to pass over the key, because that's what WWE wants to do. Right now, it's all about bringing Cena in, bringing Rock, relying on all these, people to come in to pop a rating because then they'll see everyone on the undercard. And then when they're building these next stars up, for example, let's take Bron Breakker, for example. The dude is presented like on Raw this week, like a star. Even though he's sitting in the crowd, he's still seen like a big deal. Penta presented like a star, but they're not going to be your top guys. They're going to be people that they're going to take time to say, right, okay, once we've got everyone to milk and see the Cenas, the Rocks, whoever that comes in, now they have an opportunity where they're seeing these other people. Now we can rely on pushing the other people. And it's a case, like you said, Pat McAfee might not be there forever. Joe Tessitore may not be there forever. And that's when Graves gets back in the shot. And all of a sudden, everyone knows who he is. And his stock is much higher than what it currently is. It's a long game.
Yeah, I mean, just to go back to this Rumble quickly, Big Daddy V's come in and Hornswoggle has helped eliminate The Miz at this point as well while we're waiting. But I can understand his frustration because you think like he's got to that point where he was doing play-by-play at one point on SmackDown before Joe Tessitore come in, and you would think that like he's paid his dues, just like Michael Cole paid his dues before to going from color commentary to play-by-play. You would think that this is my time to now be a play-by-play commentator. And you can understand the frustration. It's like someone teasing you with something you want, well, and then taking it away from you again. So I get it from that point of view.
I do get it. I just, for me, with Graves and Wade when they were together, it didn't work for me. I actually felt it didn't work. I was glad when there was another voice that came in, and I agree. I like Joe Tessitore's voice just like Roy does because of the fact that has a Mauro Ranallo sound, and it's just got a good sports presentation about it. So
I was quite content with a 3-man booth on Raw because I think Pat McAfee and Corey Graves play well off each other.
Absolutely.
Because for as much as of a color commentator Pat McAfee is, he's not as much of he's not so much color as what Corey Graves is.
Yeah,
I think the interesting point though to do with them tweets is that the one that says tune into NXT tonight because I've got a lot to say. That seems very kayfabe to me. Like why would you randomly tweet out that you're going to go off script on microphone? Do you know what I mean? On live presented TV. That's what gets me is certainly a little bit kayfabe.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Hornswoggle being pulled into the ring here. Mark Henry, got hold of him.
Oh my God. That is
and
not
Big Daddy B as well.
Want to be in between. Oh, here comes Finlay.
Carl Finlay, who's meant to be the next entrant, by the way.
Kennedy's trying to take Finlay out.
It's not going to work with that shillelagh.
So what? They just count down the next number and no one comes in?
I think if I'm correct, I think so. From my understanding, because when watching this previously, they are disqualified because Finlay came out too early. I don't know how and why that works. There's no logic to that whatsoever.
And you have to go over the bottom rope to get eliminated.
It seems like it. It seems like it. Shout out to Jerry for this question. Are you liking WN Next Fix? He is loving it. I'm loving it as well. I just want to see more content on there. That's all to make it even better for me.
Yeah, I've got no cons. Well, no, I lie. I do have one con with it. Literally, before we started this, it would be nice for them to put chapters on all the retro pay-per-views for the matches, because otherwise you've got to literally scroll through the whole thing to find the match.
Yeah, so chapters would be nice.
Yeah, but otherwise, no, I've got no issues with it either.
No. More Raw
nice
and SmackDown Vaults.
As a normal Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be good. And some WCW. We need some WCW on there as well. Our next number
would be highly edited.
Probably. Number 28.
This seems such a random entry for number 28. Like 28, when you get into this latter stage of a Rumble, you're expecting your big names here. Elijah Burke comes out at 28.
The thing is, though, when I think of Pope, what could have been, like, literally.
Yeah.
Such a talented guy. Great performer. Like, his work in TNA was amazing. It just think if he'd been given the ball to run with in WWE for long enough, he could have been a star there.
No, yeah, I get that, but like, well, where is he in his WWE career at this point to be a 28 entrant on a Royal Rumble? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's not. He's ECW, and unfortunately, Chavo was eliminated CM Punk.
Outrageous.
Absolutely. Was you a fan of the Straight Edge Society?
I'm a fan of every version of CM Punk.
Not to copy the answer, but yeah, pretty much. But it was creative. That was a sign where CM Punk was showing his signs of the main event.
He's entertaining at the end of the day, and that's what draws me in. If you can entertain me just by speaking, I'm sold.
Absolutely. Who's number 29?
Oh, who would have guessed number 29? Time to play the game.
Time to play the game. Come on, Trips.
Yeah, this is where we start cleaning house now. We have to get rid of Get rid of these mid-carders. Get rid of that Cody Rhodes. He'll never be anything. Get rid of him. He's gone. Yeah, see you later, Cody. Well, imagine he ever becomes something. Jeez. Whew.
Well, it's hard to stop Big Daddy V.
He's got to walk towards the ropes. There we go. Yep.
There you go. Fair play to him, actually. Went over quite well.
Do you know what? I'm so glad Mark Henry got run as world champion. Like his House of House of Pain, I think it was called, wasn't it?
Hall of Pain.
The Hall of Pain. Sorry, yeah. The whole thing about it, I just thought was so well fitting for him.
Oh,
Triple H has eliminated Elijah Burke with Mankind.
Fantastic. We're cleaning house here. We're not going to have many left.
This is, I mean, clock's going to be extending now because we know number 30 is going to be, but it's like we can't have like all these people and get rid of the riffraff. Umaga, who's this guy? He's going to lose a match and get Vince McMahon's head shaved.
He's already done it.
Yeah, I was
pushes over by this point.
Yeah, get rid of Chavo, get rid of Carlito. We need at this point. You need big names that are going to win that Rumble. Where did Batista go? Who eliminated him?
He's still in it. He's just not in the ring. I don't know where he is.
I thought Umaga might have eliminated him when he spiked him. Maybe.
Oh, thrown it at the top of the ring post.
Pedigree
indeed.
There we go.
They were rivals in 2007. A few months earlier, had a match at a show called No Mercy. Triple H won it in 6 minutes. Done a review on that show, so that's how I know that. Number 30.
Crowd erupts.
I know. Triple H sells it so well as well. The timing of the music as well.
Do you know what? The amount of stick Triple H gets, like I know a lot of people hated him at certain points. His mannerisms in wrestling are so good.
Yeah, incredible. Genuinely, this return is so good. This return, like, because what I like about it as well, he stands there for time, like he milks it to let it really sink in, let everybody see that it's actually me. And like you say, it takes two to tango. Triple H's reactions as well just really makes it. This is a good time to get this question up then from Jerry. As Carlito's thrown out. See you, Chavo. Would you like to see John Cena win the 2025 Royal Rumble?
Mark Henry's also just been eliminated. No. And I mean this in a story point of view way. No, I don't want John Cena to win the Rumble.
I mean,
I want him to go through the turmoil that Shawn went through when he wanted to fight Undertaker.
It's perfectly said. I can't really add any more to it.
I won't be upset with it, but I think it's too easy. It's too easy an answer. I think he's coming in. I think Cena's coming in at 1, and in a dream scenario, I want Joe Hendry in at number 2.
I like it.
I want Joe Hendry to cut a promo.
Oh, the promo as well.
Yeah.
I want R-Truth to already be in the ring. I want R-Truth to see his childhood hero John Cena come in. Maybe there's like Waller and Theory in the ring at the same time. They both do the knuckle shuffles and stuff like that. The attitude adjustments get them out of the ring. There's Batista. Oh, there's Batista. What a spear.
There goes Kennedy.
Oh, Kennedy. See you, mate. Clotheslined into the aisle.
At this point, I'm like, please not Kane. Anyone but Kane. Anyone but Umaga.
Off he goes. See you, Umaga.
Here we go, down to 3.
There goes Kane. We're down to the final 3, ladies and gentlemen. We will stick with the match for this point. We will come to questions we've missed at the end of the match. I think that's fair at this point. It's down to the final 3. John Cena, Triple H, and Batista. All 30 entrants have been in the match.
John doesn't even look like he's broke a sweat.
Oh, well, he's only been in there for like 2 minutes.
He's still going quite a lot and eliminated quite a few people.
It's true. He didn't waste time. Not paid by the hour.
Hey. I've got a feeling you're going out next, Dave. Just a slight indication that you might be the next one out. You can't see me.
Just need some suckets, and now we're ready, aren't we?
Yeah.
There we go. I think there's one more reunion in there, Trips. It's 2008. Don't worry, it happened in 09. We don't need to see it in 2025.
Here we go. Big spine buster on a shoulder tackle. A charge in the corner.
I was always such a big fan of Batista. Just thought he's such a good powerhouse, believable big guy as well.
100%. Like I was sitting there thinking when he dropped his first spear in the Rumble, and I was like, oh, he's got one of the best spears.
I was actually gutted when he quit in 2010.
Yeah, that was so random. Like I thought that was the biggest storyline ever, and then it was just legitimate, and I was like, that's so weird.
And then he came back to be Blue-Tista back in 2014.
Right, he was Blue-Tista, yeah.
We didn't really appreciate him as well as we should have done.
It's because everyone wanted Daniel Bryan.
Well, no. Not his fault, though. He didn't book it.
No,
he just was the person in place.
Yeah. But to be fair, it worked out better in the end.
Yeah, I guess so. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Beautiful spine buster there. Cena now. It's taken some punishment from Big Dave.
Flips it, reverses it, sorry.
Look at that.
Trips going to eliminate him. There goes Batista.
Oh, great clothesline. We're down to the final two. I don't think Jimmy Goderis has been in that corner the entire match. He's barely moved. It's a long time to be paid to stand in the corner.
I was just sitting there thinking, I was sitting there going to myself, has Triple H ever won a Rumble? Yes, he has. He has won a Rumble.
2002.
And the other one.
2016, yeah, true story.
Oh, there you go, 16, there you go, yeah. That was the one I was thinking of.
WrestleMania 24. That's got to be one for your 2008 watch list.
What's the card? What's the main event? John Cena versus...
It's the main event's Undertaker versus Edge for the title.
Sorry, are they not doing the whole Rumble winner gets the main event spot for this?
Don't get the main event spot, but they do get a title match.
Oh, okay. So it's not the guaranteed main event at this point.
No.
I gotcha.
I think it's Cena, Triple H, and Orton, I believe, in triple threat match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because Orton's champ at this point, isn't he?
He is. Defeated Jeff Hardy earlier in the evening, who was given a different name for Mike Adamle. Points to anyone who can actually say it in the comments what he was called instead.
Charismatic Enigma. Here we go, John. He's teeing it up. Look, dude, he still doesn't look like he's broken a sweat.
No.
You can't see me. You Fruity Pebble. Boom.
Bam.
5 knuckle shuffle. As long as they don't,
we know how it ends.
Like, as long as we don't get 2000 Rumble screwy finish.
Oh God. Yeah, that's one.
Here we go.
Triple H for that pedigree.
Clothesline reversed. Double clothesline taking each other out.
Double clothesline. Fantastic.
Oh my God, King.
Byron wants to see 2009 as the next Royal Rumble watch along. Keep that in mind.
I don't even know what one was. Oh yeah. But this, I mean, I can never remember winners off the top of my head. I remember certain ones. Like I said, 2000s. I know who wins 2000s because I have like built-in memories of it. But every other one, I'm like, I can't remember. What's the Drew Carey one and the one where Honky Tonk Man comes back?
2001. Glorious Rumble.
Is that really that old? God, that makes me feel old.
I know. It's painful now at this point. Cena going for the AA. Triple H holding on to the top rope.
DDT.
DDT. Yeah, I thought he was going to go for a pedigree for a second there.
Did you hear that Jake the Snake apparently invented the DDT by accident?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so good.
The crowd popped for it. So it was like, oh, we'll try and perfect that.
The most common wrestling moves in the world today it was completely by accident.
Not the person cold, didn't they?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they tripped over each other.
Well, right now there's no tripping involved. Although Tripp is trying to throw Cena out. Trying to get a segue in there somehow. Attitude adjustment from Cena. No, count it again.
Attempted. Another attitude adjustment attempted.
And this time, see ya. Oh, over the top rope to the floor. Amazing.
And Michael Buffer announcing your winner of the 2008 Royal Rumble will go on to WrestleMania 24, John Cena.
And look at that great shot there. Obviously, holding up his arm with a pectoral injury. He was supposed to be out for 9 months. He was only out for 3. You got the sign there. No. But you can see the sign, WrestleMania sign there.
There we go.
If only someone was pointing at it.
We're so cheesy.
I know, we're terrible. Don't hit the dislike button. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video. Make sure to share with a friend, subscribe as well. And questions we have missed, we will come back to now as the Royal Rumble does hit a close. So you don't really need to follow under my chin anymore if you don't want to. But if you do, you can see a replay of John Cena winning the Rumble. Byron, just remind us a couple of the surprise entrants in the 2009 Royal Rumble. Of course, was the Rob Van Dam and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And just change us around as well for the moment. See how that works. There we go. Just so we can get the questions so we can see your face, NXT. I think that people would want that. Being asked, did we like the 40-man Royal Rumble format? Alberto Del Rio was the winner of that Rumble.
Do you know what? The more guys in it, the merrier. Like, I always like it. The winner, not so much. It didn't really turn into anything like really fondly remembered. But like I said, more people, the more the merrier for me.
I really liked that Rumble. A lot of people don't. I really liked it. It's the one that I would.
A lot of people just don't like the winner. I think that's the biggest problem with it.
I think it's the fact it's the final two. It's not just the winner. It's the fact that Santino Marella was the runner-up of it as well. So it's kind of like it just shows that the it's a weaker time, if you will, in WWE. But the next story with John Cena I thought was really good.
Yeah,
it's a good one. It's a good one. Ray asking thoughts of Adam Copeland changing his name to Cope in AEW.
I don't get it, but sure, why not? Like. Either way, he's going by the Rated R Superstar Monarch, so I think he's just trying to almost play off the Edge name by having a 4-worded name. I don't know. Like, I imagine it's something to do with that, but yeah, whatever, man. Like I said, at one point he'll come back to WWE in the future. He'll be inducted in the Hall of Fame again for Edge and Christian as a tag team, I imagine. So it'll be back to Edge at some point in the future.
Perhaps at some point we'll have to wait and see. I think this one could be a thing like backstage. Like, what do you call him? Oh, we all call him Cope in AEW. So it's kind of like, oh, Cope, that works. And I think I agree with you with the idea of like Edge 4-letter word. But it's not clicking for me either. So I understand that it's not working for a lot of people. Are we happy that main event Jey Uso is getting a title match at Saturday night's main event against Gunther? To kick it off, Yeet, I'm quite happy with it, to be fair. I think it makes a lot of sense for the show coming up, and thought they built it quite nicely on Raw.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you'd have him announce himself for the Rumble and then have a title match on Saturday night's main event. So I think that's the only inconsistency story-wise. Imagine what he beats Gunther, then goes into the Rumble to try and then face Cody, and then it's champion versus champion, Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. It's a bit strange, but it's just one of the minor niggling details. I mean, dude, Gunter's got to have someone, and there isn't really anyone at the minute for him. So I think Jey Uso is probably the best of a bad situation.
At one point, it looked like Logan Paul was the guy they were building up, but they seem to have quietly dropped that for the time being. So I think it's Jey Uso seems to fit nicely. I think Jey Uso, like you say, is certainly the right name for the current timing of how they're doing things in WWE at the moment. And as is a massive merch seller as well, new T-shirts every single week. It just makes sense if it's clicking with the audience. You give the audience what they want, which is more Jey Uso towards the top of the card. We did answer this at the very start of the video, Roy, but just to quickly go over it again. Really happy with the news. Obviously, TNA, NXT going to have a lot of work then with this partnership over the next few years. As NXT said earlier in the video, the idea that we could perhaps maybe get champions actually officially from one side as champion of the other brand. That's quite an exciting prospect.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the most important part was the future of TNA, and it elevates the status of that company now because they now have pulling power to sign some of the lucrative free agents that are out there that leave, for example, New Japan or I don't know, Rev Pro over here in the UK or whatever. The fact that they have by way of means to get to WWE is to go through TNA, and I think like for a lot of people in the independents, it's almost a better way because you do you know what I mean? You get a case, you probably get more of a chance to showcase some more stuff over there, but the fact that you've got the opportunity to go over to NXT and have some sort of interaction there and try and get your foot in the door there. I mean, for me, ultimately, I think at the end of the day, this is just the first stages of WWE ended up purchasing TNA for that tape library, which will be weird to see how they do it because TNA put a load of their stuff out on their YouTube channel, so how it will work, I don't know. But, like I said, buying the rights to it and TNA essentially being a developmental brand, it's not a bad thing. But, like I said, this is all pluses for TNA now because they have a legitimate partnership with the biggest wrestling company in the world.
It's massive for TNA just to know that that stability will be there for however long now that they want it to be. It's there with WWE. Side by side, and I mean, you mentioned the tape library. If WWE gets hold of it, I mean, we used to have all content on the network we could see. Now we don't through Netflix. We have to wait patiently for it all to come up. So it can all change very quickly should they ever acquire that footage. But it would be nice for a Netflix viewer to know that you'd have more than one option. You could go and see old classic TNA stuff as well, but perhaps maybe see the likes of AJ Styles' earlier career, Bobby Roode, for example, and people that have been in amongst WWE. Obviously, CM Punk had some time in TNA as well. So there's a lot of stuff that they could make work with that, perhaps even a few documentaries as well. Jerry says, I'm disappointed WWE took away Sheamus' theme music, written in my face, best music in WWE. I like that song as well, to be fair. It's a shame that it's not really used now.
Yeah, from what I heard, it was licensing issues, so that's why you only had it for a short period of time.
Fair enough with that. What is greatest Royal Rumble winner? I'm guessing who is the greatest Royal Rumble winner? I mean, the greatest would be someone that can go for number one and win the whole way. But who is the greatest Royal Rumble winner in your personal opinion?
The only man who's ever won 3 of them, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's the same answer for me for the exact same reason.
Do you know what I mean? It's either someone who goes from one and wins it, or the guy who's got the most wins in the match type.
Absolutely, yes. Steve Austin is the one. Probably 2001 is the pinnacle of those Royal Rumble wins as well. Do you like Tom Hannigan as TNA commentator? Absolutely, yeah. Enjoy his work and I can never pronounce his TNA name, so just say Ed in English for fun now. I think they have a really good partnership. Always did at 205 Live, and they do in TNA as well.
Yeah, it's Tom Phillips. It used to be, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I used to like it when he was Raw commentator, and I'm glad that he's gone. Like he's now, like I said, in TNA, and he's doing something like. There's always some half decent commentators that always just wind up somewhere, but I'm glad he landed on his feet in TNA.
Absolutely, I believe it's Matthew Rayvolt that's Aiden English's name now is, but yeah, seems to be. Is JR the greatest commentator of all time?
I mean, I think I think it's one of them cases where it's like it's generational. I mean, I think for the fact that he's entwined with a lot of classic moments, probably puts him up there. Maybe as a general play-by-play, I wouldn't say he's the best, but I think because he's been so part of history and so many iconic moments, I think that's probably why people fondly remember him.
I think he's the best. I think he's got a great way of telling stories. You can be watching politely. You could be watching Midian in the Attitude Era, and he had a story to tell for the match that made people invested. The wrestling wasn't always the greatest then, and somehow you came out the other side. And I mean, to be fair, his hatred for someone like Triple H back in the day when something dastardly happened, it's hard to recreate that from anyone nowadays. So yeah, I mean, JR in 2025 definitely not the best, but if you go back into his peak work,
his storytelling is the best. Probably is ideally the best. But if you're going for me for a play-by-play commentator, man, it's more Ranello all the way, man. I miss that guy so much; it's unbelievable.
Yeah, of course. So love Mara. Mamma Mia is always amazing. Byron says the Raw before the Royal Rumble is in Georgia. Nice. Maybe a spot there for Cody to make an appearance on Raw then. It seems to be everyone doing appearances on both shows right now with this transfer window idea. And Roy wants to see NXT versus TNA in a Survivor Series match. That sounds quite fun. Worlds collide. Certainly could be an option. They could.
I was literally about to say, yeah, that will probably be a thing.
Can't wait.
TNA NXT Worlds collide.
Oh, bring it on. Bring it on. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen, do hit the like button, share it with a friend, subscribe as well. For the rest of this week, you have surprise Royal Rumble entrance videos coming to the channel. So one including myself and then NXT. We're doing one Mount Rushmore video as well, so make sure to keep an eye out for those. We're looking to do another Royal Rumble watch along as well. So all suggestions in the comments at the end of this video are always welcome. And of course, 2009 Byron is already noted, so that's good news for you. But of course, as well, we will be doing a retro review, which of course we can announce for you right now for SCW Rewind this month will be Royal Rumble 2000. So looking forward to doing that one. NXT's wanted to do this one for a long time. It's the 25-year anniversary. And again, it's Madison Square Garden, so why the devil not? But thanks all for watching. Look after yourselves, and big thank you to the chat for all your questions. And before we close off, NXT, anything you'd like to add?
Nah, man. Like I said, it's always fun to do an old Rumble watch along. Just starts to get that hype up for the new one. Like, look forward to it. We're only 2 weeks away from that Rumble now, so from the next one. So, yeah, man. Like I said, Rumble 2000, doing that. The fact that we had this discussion and I somehow can remember everything off that show apart from Triple H versus Cactus Jack in a street fight, just honestly bemused me. And like that's how my brain works. I remember everything apart from ideally the best match on the card.
Absolutely, and I can't wait for calling that match as well. It's going to be fun to re-watch that one once again. But thank you all for watching. Look after yourselves and each other, and we'll see you for the next video. And by the way, speaking of TNA, just before I go, if you've not seen the Genesis predictions, they're on the channel. They were dropped earlier today. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon.